I am Mexican, so I've played around with my chile many a time. And
Oh, welcome to the Alpha Primos podcast, the show where we talk about anything and everything from watching WrestleMania to blocking spam calls from Romania. Hey, I'm Juan Solo.
oh shit, it's just me this time. And I did not watch WrestleMania and answered the calls from Romania. I'm JJ.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. So, yes, let us address the Alpha in the room. Yeah, Paco. He's not here. And the reason he's not here is because there was an orphanage that was on fire, and Paco like jumped into his Lamborghini because the Ferrari was in the shop and drove those kids to safety. So that is why he couldn't be here right now. So to any women that would like to DM him and thank him for, his contribution to society, be sure to follow him. You can find his socials right here. So ladies, feel free to, send him a DM to thank him for his, courageous elf efforts.
It's funny.
Mm-hmm.
One time, me, Jordan, and Mark went to a concert,
Yeah.
and this girl didn't really hit on Jordan, but she came up to him and was like, "You just seem like a really cool guy." And like I was wondering if I could get your number. And Jordan was like trying to find an exit because he wasn't really vibing with the girl, but he didn't want to like reject her, make her feel bad. So he gave her a fake number. And me and Mark were like, dude, you should have given her Paco's number. Then she'll text Paco and he'll be like, I can't talk right now. I gotta go to work. Oh, what do you do for work? I read to kids.
Oh man. There you go. Yep. Oh man. But anyway. Speaking of reading to kids. No, bad transition. Anyway, speaking of selfless and courageous acts, we need to take this moment to acknowledge the true alphas of the show. Actually, I think we're only acknowledging one alpha. Yes, we are acknowledging Super Saiyan Chicken,
Woo!
who left us two comments. One on our Pokemon card game tournament drama video, and the other on our amazing digital circus movie controversy and fan backlash episode. So, starting with the Pokemon one, he said, "This story feels like a Joey Wheeler plotline in Yu-Gi-Oh! Also, that story about the Yu-Gi-Oh player shaking hands was so goddamn foul. I know Smash players can be gross, but at least they haven't stuck controllers up their cheeks."
Well, at that point, you're only hurting yourself.
Yeah, because you're using it.
It's not like the mall rats. Like, would you like a chocolate covered pretzel?
Yeah, like, you bring your own gear. You bring your own. Yeah, it's not communal. All right, and then on the Amazing Digital Circus, he said, "The Amazing Digital Circus hitting theaters sets such a spectacular precedent for the future of indie animation. It's funny that there's constant discussions about movie theaters dying and that larger films seem to fail, but these fan events are just constant successes. Not to mention with streaming services, jumping at the chance to greenlight Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss, it seems like now more than ever, the medium is finally getting more respect and a platform. Well said, Super Saiyan Chicken. Well said. And yes, I do agree with you that I think indie animation is finally getting some recognition. And I feel it's in part because you had like Warner Brothers, their situation where they like killed Cartoon Network and all their animated Looney Tune movies that were coming out, and to the point that a separate studio had to buy them to release them. Like we're gonna get that Coyote versus Acme movie
Yeah.
finally. So, uh, and so I do think a lot of it also has to do with just like like corporate meddling, and then the whole like, oh well, you can only put this on TV if you got this in. You get it. It's like a checklist of stuff. I
Yeah,
think a good,
the
huh?
the whole trying to maximize profit and make a movie for everyone. But when you do
Yes.
that, you make it for no one.
Yeah, and the example I was going to use is the Odd Ones Out, the
Mm,
YouTuber. He did a video talking about like the bullshit and the hoops he had to jump through to get his cartoon onto Netflix. And one of the big things that he talked about is that when you go to the pitch meetings, they don't want you to go in with like a full story and character arcs. They want it to be as open as possible so that way those people in the suits can give their ideas and their tweaks and I think it would be better if the story went in this direction. And so because of that, like your idea is going to get shifted. It's going to get this because you have to cave into what they they want basically. And even he says that like originally when they pitched it, he's like we had the whole season 1 storyline laid out and we even had like little beats hidden in the story that were going to be, the story arc for season 2. There was going to be, and they didn't like that because then they couldn't put their ideas in there, or they're like, well,
yeah.
I think it would be better if, like, yeah. So, and so I do think that,
It's and I could be wrong about this because I'm getting this information from years and years ago. But
yeah,
it's kind of the opposite of when you go to pitch a book.
yeah,
Because I remember friends of the show, uh, Double Toasted, before they were Double Toasted. I
oh,
think this was
spill,
on Spill. I think Corey was talking to Carlisle Cargill. His real name is
yeah,
Robert Cargill, I think. Friend of the show. I've never met him.
yes,
I think he's one of the him and co-host are the two like members of the old Spill crew that I don't think I've met yet. Um, they're, they're the fucking Dragon Ball that I'm missing. Like, oh, damn it! Eventually, one day.
yes,
But he's written a couple of books. He also wrote Doctor Strange, the first one. He wrote
the
Doctor
movie, right?
Strange,
Yeah,
the movie,
yeah.
and I think he might have even written for the comics for a little bit.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I could be wrong about that. Don't quote me on it. And he wrote Insidious or no Sinister. He wrote Sinister, the
Yes,
one with Bagul.
yeah,
Yeah,
great
that
movie.
one. Um, but he wrote a couple of books, and he was talking about when he pitched the book, the publisher was is more interested at that time in having a trilogy because like a series will sell one like it guarantees that if we get the first like couple of people to bite we're going to get more with the sequels and
Yeah,
then two we can sell these to Netflix to adapt them as movies or as a series so like if you got a trilogy so
yeah.
it's completely the reverse of what pitching a show is because like
Ye-
a publisher wants you to have it all fleshed out and be like how fast can you write these like
Yeah. And was it there's a documentary, like I think it's called like Tales from the Script,
Mm,
and it's about like screenwriters. And one of the things that they said on that documentary is like if you write a script or a screenplay, it's gonna get changed. They're gonna fuck with it. So they were like, if your word is God and you don't want anyone to mess with it or touch it, write a book.
yeah.
And yeah, I feel like
And if you can draw.
that apply. Yeah, that, and I feel like that applies to like pretty much every form of entertainment. If you don't want your story messed with, don't do a cartoon, don't do a show, don't do a movie, write a book.
Yeah.
So, so that's where we are
If you
with
can draw
with
or
them.
know someone who can draw, make it a comic.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and hey, indie comics are also
Any comic book.
quite the rage in certain circles. I feel like I don't know the name of it, but those
There's
like
a
Korean ones, like the
manhwa,
yeah, the one
webtoons.
shot ones or what. Yeah, there you go, webtoons. That's the
Yeah,
one.
they call them webtoons over there.
Yeah.
Speaking of indie comics, there's one that I've been meaning to buy for you. But I don't want to fuck it up. I'm gonna tell you about it. Because you were watching Dexter, right?
Oh
Like the
yeah, the
show.
show. Yeah, I
Okay,
finished it. I'm fully caught up.
fully watched all of Dexter. So there's this
Yes.
book. There's this comic book. It's called "Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees,"
Okay.
and it's the story of like anthropomorphic woodland critters that all live in a nice little town,
Okay.
and one of them is a serial killer.
Oh shit.
And they murder, right? And
Okay.
they cut up the body and bury it in sections beneath the trees where nobody sees. And
Okay.
then the where the comic starts, it's not a mystery who the serial killer is. You know that, like, yeah, you this is the serial killer.
Uh huh.
What happens is that there's another murder in the town, one that
Okay.
the serial killer we know didn't commit.
Oh.
So now it's a cat and mouse game between the two killers, like Dexter.
Like okay. All right. I fucks with it. I'm noticing that now. Like I think I had mentioned on the podcast that I have a weakness for villains that are like Jigsaw from Saw,
uh,
where they create like these like traps that are like, it's the dramatic irony of what the person did. I forget what it's called. The ContraPoints did a
yeah.
YouTube essay talking about it. But yes, that dramatic irony of like the punishment fits the, like I'm a sucker for that. So if your villain is like Jigsaw, I'm gonna like really like it. So now to add to that, if your shit is like Zootopia, I think I'm gonna fuck with it because I love Zootopia. I like Beastars, and damn it, I'm blanking on the name. I think it's called Reanimal. It's a manga. I only read the first volume, and I bought it just because it intrigued me. I'm like, what is this? And it's a manga of like these human people that ended up in this like forest area, this world that's just run by like animals. But then you find out these animals are villains. They're like cannibals and shit. And I was like, Oh, I'm buying this because it was in one of those, like, you know how they seal the plastic, like,
Yeah,
around
yeah, yeah,
plastic, because if it's like rated mature.
yeah,
So I'm like, all right, I'm taking this, and so I bought it, and the next day I immediately read the whole thing, and I was like, this is a pretty solid read. It it does end on like a cliffhanger, and a nervous cliffhanger, at least for me personally. Like, okay, I think I know what you're setting up, and I don't know if I like where it's going, but I don't know. I'm willing to, at least when Volume 2 comes out, give it a chance, but I am like on the fence of like, I don't know where this is going, but if it's going
yeah,
where I think it's going, I don't think I'm gonna like it.
yeah. I was gonna wait for because um I think if I'm not mistaken this month, like maybe next week or this week, um the sequel to Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees is kicking off. So I was gonna wait
Uh-huh.
for like all of the issues of the sequel to be out because I don't know if it's gonna be like a graphic novel or if it's going to be issue by issue. Like wait a month, bitch. like, so I was gonna wait for that to come out before I like ran out and bought the first one for you because I didn't want
Uh-huh.
I didn't want it to be like fucking the last Ronin where like as soon as I bought it they're like oh part two you bitch like,
Okay, so I did get the title of that manga wrong. Like, they're calling it Animal Human, but I know that's not what the title got translated into. They changed it.
oh okay
Here we go. The translated title is Anim Man, like Anna Man. Look, on the front cover, it's got like a deer in like a suit sitting on like a throne of like skulls.
oh I've seen that
Yeah,
like image. I don't know if I've seen that like actual book, but I've seen the that cover.
yeah. I so that's the one I was talking about. I read the first volume, and yeah, it was a pretty good read. But yeah. So there you go. It's Animal Human or Animan, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that's the one I was talking about. In case the description I gave like caught your attention. But
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got the title of mine right because it's part of a nursery rhyme. That's where the title
okay,
comes from.
the
Just to double
beneath the
check,
trees. Huh?
beneath the trees. How do you spell beneath? Yeah, beneath the
LESBAN.
trees. Shut up! You're spelling lesbian. Beneath the trees where nobody sees. Yeah, that's it. That's the title.
Let's see. Now I want to look it up.
And then Rite of Spring is the sequel. Oh wait, let me see if this came out already. Trees were no. It's on pre-order still, but I think it's just gonna be a straight up graphic novel. It says paperback.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah,
Oh my god. Just like how you said, I've seen that cover. I've seen this one too.
you seen the cover of Beneath the
I've
Tree?
seen that, yes. But I didn't know like what it
it was yeah,
was.
yeah,
Uh-huh. Okay. All right, but yes. All right. Sounds
yeah,
cool.
yeah. I'll go as soon as that. Let me see if it has a date for the Rite of Spring, and then I'll just go pick it up. It's at half price.
Oh. Oh, speaking of comics, what
Oh shit! Not
the
till July. Never mind.
oh,
I thought it was
spe-
this month. I guess it got pushed back.
speaking of comics, on Kindle, I bought the Ellingville Club.
Oh, the Eltingville Club.
Yeah, there you go. I bought it on Kindle, so I've been reading it on my phone. I'm not that far into it. I've only read the first couple of pages. But I mean, it was like $11, so I'm like, why
Yeah,
not?
it's cheap.
So I'm checking that out.
because it was never
But
its own standalone series.
mhm.
It was in one of those like amazing fantasy where like it's a bunch of different stories all like,
Yeah,
so it was always one of those.
yeah, like American Shonen Jump.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Okay, let's let's get into some of these topics. All right. So the first one is uh WrestleMania happened this past weekend, and look, guys, I'm gonna be honest. Night one, I don't think was that good,
Mm, I didn't
and
even see it, but I can tell you it
oh,
was bad.
yeah, I didn't think night one was that good.
I do.
Night
I
two,
heard a lot of bad stuff about night one.
yeah. I don't even know what you heard, but just assume it is correct
Cody Rhodes
because
got punted for real.
yeah,
The
uh,
Becky and AJ match was weird.
yeah, and Brock
While Bork
Lesnar,
took off his shoes.
yeah, that, and I mean, yeah, it was just kind of bad. And then night two, on the other hand, that one was actually like
Is I
good.
yeah.
Yeah,
I just
the
don't like CM
latter.
Punk.
No, it's okay, but the latter match was really really good. Like I would
Who's
say,
in the
like if
ladder
you have
match?
to, it was Penta,
Oh, of course.
Dragon Lee, uh, what's his name? Rusev Day.
What the fuck, Rusev?
Yeah, he was here.
He worked. Wait,
But
did he
yeah, like
win?
oh Rusev, no,
Okay, good.
no.
Because he was going
Uh,
around saying that, like, yeah, I had to leave AEW because they didn't let me work as many days as I wanted to. And everyone that, like, does reporting on wrestling was like, bitch, you didn't want to lose. That's why. Like,
I mean, yeah, it's possible.
yeah, I mean, I
But
don't know. Like, and Rusev could totally kick my ass, so I don't want to piss him off.
yeah, but
He'll make
but
me
yeah,
humble.
but yeah. And look, I'm not the biggest CM Punk fan neither, but his match with Roman Reigns was actually like
I've heard that
good.
it's actually good, and like,
Yeah.
I don't, I don't hate like CM Punk like all together. Um, I just since I never saw CM Punk like during his peak, like during the summer of Punk and during the first Pipe Bomb promo, my
Uh-huh.
introduction to CM Punk was him being the world's worst UFC fighter. Like, uh, I'm sorry, but like when I see him wrestle, all I see is like, dog, you lost to Mickey Gall. like, come on.
Like,
There's only so much like my belief will suspend.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, no, that's the thing with like CM Punk, and we've talked about this where I've said that like, yeah, he's got an ego, and it's that like, if everyone you hang out with is an asshole, then it might be you. I I feel like that's CM Punk's situation where like
yeah.
he's the asshole and he doesn't realize it. But yeah, that was oh whoops, I just noticed my microphone fell. Um, but yeah, so that's WrestleMania. I don't really have much to say on it other than just I think it could have been a lot better. And if you don't believe me, well, I think the fact that they didn't even sell out the venue
They
says
didn't,
a lot.
man. Like, I, I've never liked the move to 2 nights for WrestleMania. It's
Yeah.
always like it's good if you're there attending live. I can see how if you're attending live, you would much rather have it be split into 2 nights because you're pretty much already on vacation anyway.
Yeah.
But for me, a poor boy who's not gonna go to Vegas or wherever, and I'm sure as fuck not flying to Saudi Arabia next year's
Oh
Mania.
God, yeah. This whole year.
For me, a poor boy who's watching it at home and not taking a day off like Monday or Friday because, again, poor. Dog, I have to waste my entire fucking weekend on the couch, like watching night one. Night one wasn't even good. Like, man, like
Yeah.
just put all the shittiness in Sunday, so that way, like, I can. All right, yeah, sure. I wasted my entire Sunday, but Saturday was fun. Saturday I did stuff like. Saturday, I went grocery shopping. I did my meal prep. I got my 22 push-ups in. My dick is hot as a rock. um, and then, but like if it's spread out throughout the entire weekend, I feel like, dog, I'm suffocated. I can't do shit. Like I
Yeah.
don't even want to go out to eat because I might miss Cody Rhodes getting punted in the face for real. That also happened.
Yeah. I get you, and I feel like one way they could probably like reduce the card a bit is if they had more like team matches. That way, you get more wrestlers to come out and without bloating the card with a bunch of one-on-one matches. But I feel like there has to be stakes to it, otherwise no one gives a shit. So
Well,
it was
yeah.
always a pet peeve of mine when there was a singles match, but the belt isn't on the line. It's literally just wrestlers wanting to squash beef. I hated that because I'm like, I don't give a fuck about their
Well, that was the
petty
Becky and
beef.
AJ match, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Not
like
neither of them
it
had
wasn't
the
for a
belt.
belt.
Am I wrong? Neither of them had the
Oh,
belt. It
I
was
don't think
just them
so.
squashing beef, and then the build up wasn't to that match wasn't all that great neither. Like, not to disparage AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. They're talented and they're great
Yeah.
wrestlers, but I I heard that like AJ Lee came back. They did that one like mixed tag match with the two husbandos, and then I heard nothing. And then all of a sudden it's like it's WrestleMania season. Guess who Becky's fighting? AJ
Yeah.
Lee.
Yeah.
Like what? Like
Thi- This is just a rumor I heard, speculation. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but it's my understanding that AJ was just supposed to come back for that one match. It wasn't supposed to be like a full blown, like I'm in the roster year long run type thing. So that's why I think they like put her back in because they're like, we need to sell tickets. Bring John Cena back. We need we need more tickets.
put him in with Danhausen.
Yeah.
I will
Uh,
say this. Even though I haven't really been watching WWE and their pay-per-views have been pissing me off, um, I have gotten several people at my office to love that Danhausen. Danhausen is a national treasure. Yeah, I would tell my friend at work, like, we would start because I've known him from my time at Blizzard. Um,
mhm.
so we ended up working at
Which
the
you never
same
talk
place.
about.
Yeah, never talk about it, never mention it. First, second generation Blizzard employee here, but
Hmm.
I never bring that up. um, uh, we ended up working, at the same new place together, and now like he's always made more of an effort to like be friendly because I'm kind of a curmudgeon. I'm just like I don't want to talk to nobody. um, So we've started, like taking breaks together or like having lunch together every once in a while. And he'll ask me like, "What are you doing?" And I would tell him like, "Oh yeah, I went to go watch wrestling with my friends and saw Danhausen." He's like, "Who's that?" Danhausen is a demon. Uh, if it possessed Conan O'Brien. and, and he's like, "What?" And then I explained Danhausen's entire gimmick to him, and he's like, "I don't fucking believe you. What do you mean he throws teeth at you? Like he rips them out? Well, not his own teeth. Like he gets them. He rips
He's
them
got
out
a
of other
jar.
people." I have some Danhausen teeth.
Yeah, I remember you
Right?
got some teeth from when
Yeah, I
you
got some
saw
teeth
him.
from when I met him. Met him, like I hung out with him. I took a picture with him. I paid monies.
I mean, that counts.
That still counts. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, he's like the next day when like we took our break together. He's like, "Dog, as soon as I came back to my desk, I was like, I gotta look up videos of this Danhausen guy." He's like, "I was dying. People did. People were concerned. They're like, what the fuck are you laughing at?" I was like, "This is fucking Danhausen." Like, and they were looking at me like I was crazy because when I was telling him about Danhausen, I did the poses and I did the everything, and he's like, "JJ did all this bullshit and I didn't know what it meant, and now I'm watching this video and this fucking psychopath is going."
Oh, that should be the thumbnail. But, yeah, gotta yes, we are fanhausens of Danhausen. All right, but speaking of who we're not fanhausens of, a Mr. Johnny Somali.
Ah,
So,
yes.
should we take the time to point at the camera and laugh?
Now comes the part where we throw
Not
our heads
really.
back in laughter.
Laugh.
Ready?
Ready? Oh, you
uh,
fucked around and now you're finding out, Mr. Somali. Anyway, for those of you that don't know, here's the quick version. He was live streaming himself being an asshole to people in several different countries. However, he did this in South Korea, and South Korea went, nah, bitch, took his passport, sent his ass to court, and now they sent his ass to jail.
Actually, he's
So,
well. No, yeah, you're right. He's in jail, but he's in holding.
yes. And the time he's serving right now probably will not count towards the.
to to add to the wrap up that you just gave,
No.
the way it works in Korea is when you're arrested, you don't get sent into immediate jail. Like here in the States, if you get busted, you get thrown in a holding cell and then you wait there till like you can see the judge or
Yeah.
pay bail. Well, first you have to see the judge and then they arrange your bail or whatever. So in Korea, it don't work that way. In Korea, they're like, "Nah, you're free. Like you can walk around shit, but you can't work. Like you can't do like you can't do shit." And that's part of the punishment because like you're not making any money while you're
Yeah.
waiting for your court date to come. So he was just bleeding money waiting for his court date, and it took like a fucking year for all of his court arraignments to happen. And finally it happened. He was found guilty on all counts pretty much.
Hmm.
And he finally was sentenced last week, right? Last week. Yeah.
Yes.
Almost to the day.
Hmm. Yeah.
Uh,
So I guess it'll be 2 weeks by the time this goes up.
no, I think it's gonna be a week tomorrow.
All right.
Well, tomorrow.
Point
Well,
is,
yeah. By the time this goes up, yeah. Sorry, I didn't understand
yeah.
you.
So, however, the update going around as of this recording, is that they are appealing one of the charges to see if he can get a harsher sentencing for it. So my understanding is, and if you want more info on this, like I would recommend, like I think it's a Tozy
Yeah, Tozy.
and Legal Mindset.
Mm.
I believe they have a. They've been the ones like doing like most of the coverage, but it is my understanding that one of the charges against him was for like the distribution of like
Deep fakes.
deep fakes. There you go. And originally, like the judge didn't find that uh
Bong bong.
yeah, that it wasn't that serious of a of damage that was done, something like that. And so
Yeah.
now the prosecutors representing the people from the deep fakes are now putting in an appeal um, to argue to the judge or judges that no, there was damage done based upon these deep fakes, and so that should be taken into consideration for the sentence. So right now, it's just a wait and see to see if it does get added on to the charge. Because as of right now, it is 6 months and like 20 days that he
Yeah,
has
and he
to.
has to register as a sex offender for 5 years.
Yes, but if these deepfake charges get added, then it'll definitely push it to like a year.
Well, the thing that I heard was that um with with everything, right? With everything when it comes to like, trial, there's a degree of judge's discretion.
Uh
So,
huh.
what I heard was that the minimums are set, but there's always the judge's discretion. They can go beyond it, they can go under it at the if the judge feels that there's extenuating circumstances.
Yeah.
But that said, there's a limit to it. And what I heard was that this prosecutor isn't even involved with like any of the defendants or any of the trial proceedings that have happened. But his whole thing was that like this is way too lenient for the charges that we're getting. Okay, like maybe Bong Bong didn't take it that seriously or wasn't damaged to the degree
Mhm.
that you were saying, but this motherfucker was still out there breaking the law, like while he was on, while he was awaiting trial. So like.
Mhm.
6 months is a slap on the wrist for this cocksucker. Like you gotta, those are rookie numbers, Judge. You gotta pump them
Yeah.
numbers up. That
Yeah.
was what I heard. And of course, I'm paraphrasing. The lawyer said everything I said much nicer and in Korean, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Uh, but I could be wrong. It could be what you said. Either way, if the appeal does go through, he's going to have to go through all this bullshit again.
Yep. So
I find that deeply hilarious.
yes.
But in either case, at the very least, he's getting 6 months of picking cabbages and staying away from women and children. So,
Hmm. Or factory work, whatever. The point is, he's doing labor.
yeah, he has to do labor.
So,
Hey,
all right. That'll
look at that.
cover
He's
for.
going to leave prison with the skill.
Yep. There you go. And I'm just like curious if like he's immediately like, I need to get the hell out of this country once he gets out of like prison.
He had his chances. He was trying to swim to China.
I know. So stupid.
I think someone
Oh
told
man.
him to take the train and I don't remember, but like they said, "Oh, dude, yeah, just take the train from this place, and you can totally get to China." And then if you look it up on a map, it's like a fucking island.
Oh, great. That's a great troll right there. Uh, all
uh,
right. So,
yeah,
um,
sorry.
uh-oh. Careful.
Ye-
So, um, I believe you had a product you wanted to show.
Yes. It's time for us to take an ad break, sponsored by
Right.
Doritos. Not just Doritos, mind you. Protein. Doritos.
Protein.
Protein. Yeah. So I've been trying and failing at at losing weight. Um I mean, I haven't been trying that hard. I've been trying what I've been focusing on or trying to focus on is getting into the rhythm of meal prepping and actually cooking meals ahead of time. So that way I'm not as tempted to just go to fucking Little Caesars because there's one right there.
Yeah.
Just go to Little Caesars and get me a $7.99 hot and ready and just tear that motherfucker up. So with that, I've also been trying to find different snacks because I am a snacker. Like a lot of my calories, I can meal prep like the healthiest fucking chicken and broccoli and be good about having that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner all week. But in between having breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I might be finishing a bag of flaming hots. And that's not good. That like that makes pretty much that chicken and broccoli worthless at that point. If I'm not burning the calories, especially if I'm not exercising. So I've been trying to hunt down some snacks, and yesterday I went to Walmart and I stumbled across protein Doritos, and I was like, "What in the fuck?"
It's like two things that you didn't think could be combined.
Yeah, no, this is like the Doritos Locos Taco all over again. I was like, madness. There's no way. And look, I gotta be honest with you. There have been other like protein chips. Quest has
Okay.
some, Legendary has some, and I think there's a brand that's called just simply protein,
Mm-hmm.
and they're all okay. They're all like not bad. They're expensive. My problems with them are twofold. They're expensive, but like I understand why they're expensive. Like, you know,
Mm.
they're fucking doing alchemy here. It's supposed to be the most unhealthy shit, and somehow they've turned it into healthy. Um, and two, there's still like a lingering like fucking, I don't want to say cardboard, but there's still like this aftertaste and there's texture that isn't
Yeah.
right. Like you bite into one, right? You bite into the first chip and you're like, "It was all right. It was
Mm-hmm.
okay." And then like you bite down into the third or fourth chip and you're like, it tastes like sadness.
I that was me with like the dill pickle like Cheetos. I
Yeah.
remember eating the first two and going like, these aren't bad, but then by like the fifth or sixth one, I was like, nah,
Yeah, and
this ain't it, fam.
the quest ones, I don't know if it's just I out of all the ones that I mentioned, I think I
Mhm.
liked the legendary brand the most, but
Okay.
theirs were different. I think theirs weren't actually like trying to, theirs were not very Dorito in texture and like by design. Like they had more the texture of like a Cheetos puff almost.
Okay.
Or
Like 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 they were just thicker and crunchy or
yeah, they were. You know what? I think I could be wrong. I don't know how they make them. Obviously, I think they just do fucking black magic and sacrifice. I don't know, a dozen chickens or something. But
um
I think that the legendary ones are probably like the rice cakes, like
Okay.
the Quaker rice cakes. I don't know if you've seen those. They're like flat,
Yeah.
round
Yeah.
things of
Like a
sadness.
little, like a disc.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah, I've seen
kind of
those.
those rice cakes. They're pretty much a Rice Krispie treat with none of the
But
treat.
no sugar. Yeah.
Like, they're
Yeah.
they're Rice Krispies sadness.
Yeah.
They're Rice Krispies depression treats. Um, no, rice cakes are okay, and if you can like top them with fruit, and I prefer to make the rice cakes like sweet. That's the really
Yeah.
the way I think they work the best.
Yeah. I
So
think
if you
so too.
top them with like fruit or like some kind of syrup, they're good.
Yeah.
And I think the legendary chips were more close to those. Only
Okay.
they had nacho cheese instead of instead of
Yeah.
sweetness. I think that's probably why I was like, these are all right because they weren't really trying to go for the texture of a Dorito, whereas the
Yeah.
Quest ones are.
Yeah.
All that said, these Doritos are expensive. Like for the amount of Doritos you get in this bag, you could probably buy 2 bags of regular Doritos. But I mean, look at it. It's a fucking Dorito. It's just a regular ass fucking Dorito. Um, the macros decent, not great. Um, People can't make them out, but it's 150 calories per serving, 8 grams of fat, 8 grams of carbs, and 10 grams of protein. So okay, right? Like definitely more protein than a regular Dorito.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure all the other brands of like healthy protein chips I mentioned have better protein and better calories.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, comparatively, there's still a bit of a like this isn't quite right, but it's closer than any of the other ones to like a regular
Yeah.
Dorito. So honestly, not bad, pretty good. I would say check them out if you're trying to lose weight. Obviously, don't make a meal out of them, but they will scratch that itch if you're someone that likes savory snacks like I do. Because there's so few. There's so few
Yeah.
really good like savory snacks if you're trying to cut down.
Yeah. I feel like the only like ones that I like is the veggie sticks and
Yeah,
the baked Lays and baked Flamin' Hots.
yeah, those are all good. I really liked, but even those I can only eat like so many before I start to get
Yeah.
tired of them. No,
Yeah.
not those. Uh, uh, edamame, the crispy edamames,
Yeah.
and then they also make like wasabi peas.
Mm,
Those I would really like them a lot. Like I would buy 3 bags and I would finish 2 bags. But then that third one would just sit there on the shelf for like a month because I was like, I don't want these
and you
anymore.
wanted
I
you want
fucking want
like
a Cheeto,
actual.
damn
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, that would happen with me too. Like it's like, yeah, I can eat like, baked Flamin' Hots, but son of a bitch, I want the black bag now. you know, burn my asshole. But
Speaking of burning your asshole,
uh-huh.
I have another funny food related story.
All right, let's hear it before we gotta wrap things up.
So it wasn't this week, but a couple of weeks ago, I made
uh-huh.
this.
What the hell is that?
This is uh adobo. I
Oh,
made an
like
adobo sauce.
sauce.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And because I'm extra and stupid, I made that shit from scratch. I went out to HEB and I bought like 10 bags of dried chipotle peppers.
Uh-huh.
And I cut them sons of bitches open and I gutted them and then I toasted them, and then I threw them in a blender and hit frappe with like a tomato and shit. I don't remember what I did.
Dude, I felt that shit in my stomach right now when you described, because like when I make like my chipotle sauce for like chicken,
Uh-huh.
I usually use
The can.
like tops two chipotle, and that's it. Because and even like two is like kind of pushing it. You might want to just use one and a half,
Yeah.
because otherwise, like your innards will burn.
Yeah, no.
And just for clarity, I am Mexican.
No, no, no. All of this adobo isn't for one thing. Like
Okay, all right.
I take like a spoonful of this shit and then I'm like, all
Uh-huh.
right, where's the chicken titty? I'm just gonna smear that on there. Just rub it in real nice. But the funny part of this story is that I too am Mexican. I don't know if you know that, Juan. But I am Mexican, so I've played around with my chile many a time. And um so I know, right? Like, oh, if you're touching your chile, you got to wash your hands before you go and wash your hands, right? Like you
Yeah.
I bought a bunch. I needed a lot of chipotles to make this amount of sauce. So gutting them sons of bitches took a while. And there I was, with the little shears and knife and just like getting all the seeds out, getting them nice and clean. Them wrinkly bastards are hard to open. So my fingies, my hands were just like covered in chipotle dust. And I was like, oh no, I have to pee. So, being the smart cookie that I am, I washed my hands, right? Like I turned around, went to the kitchen sink. I was like, give me that Dawn. Uh, uh, wash my hands. And I washed them like we were facing COVID 3.0. I was like, running this
Yeah.
under hot water for like 3 minutes.
Yes.
And all the while I still had to pee. So running it under hot water is like so, come on, come on, come on. So finally I'm like, okay, I'm clean enough to operate. Like, let's go. So I go to the toilet, handle business, wash my hands again, and I'm back at it. As I'm getting back to the kitchen, I start to wonder, like, why did it get so hot, like, all of a sudden? What the fuck? My face is kind of starting to hurt. Not so much here or here, but right here. Like where I picked up my glasses. But that was before. Why does my dick hurt? Man. Man. You don't
You
realize
do.
how often you touch yourself in a not like in a platonic way until you can't touch yourself anymore because I still had like another 3 bags of chipotles that I needed to go. I was like, I told you that story. But that's not even the punchline. Here's the punchline, and I think we can wrap it up here after this. So I made this over the weekend, right? I made this, I think, on a Saturday. And then I went to sleep. I was like, I finished like prepping all that shit, and I was like, all right, I'm putting it in the jar and I'm going to bed. I'm tired. My dick is on fire and somehow hard as a rock. Like, that's a new kink I didn't know I had, but okay. We will deal with this tomorrow. um, so I'm like, all right. I go to sleep. The next day, I'm just cleaning up. Like I'm getting everything ready, like to make it presentable and to like not have dishes piled up for the whole week. And then Sunday or Monday, right? We're gonna record. And I'm like, I am filthy. I have not washed myself since Saturday. I'm going to shower before we record. So I jump in the shower, turn on the hot water, and scrub myself. Feeling good on a Monday. All right, time to wash my hair. So I have all this fucking greña. I'm washing my hair, getting ready, get out of the shower, right? I'm drying myself off. I'm like, huh, why is it getting hot? No. Why does my face hurt? Not so much here. Or here. So my dumbass on Saturday when I was gutting the fucking Chipotles did a whole lot of let me adjust the ponytail. You know what? I think a bun will do good today. So I did a whole bunch of that shit. And didn't realize until I washed, until I took a shower on Monday, and all this Chipotle dust was still in my fucking hair. So when I'm taking a shower and I'm like this, it's all just like coming all over my fucking face. It's just all over my face, neck, and chest. So when we were recording, I don't know if my face was extra red that day or something, but I was like, internally, I was like, I don't know if people caught me chugging my water, but I was like, man, it was bad. So never again.
Oh no. I guess you were el gran chile.
Things were getting too spicy for the pepper.
Things are getting too spicy for this podcast. Oh, and on that note, we'll wrap things up here. Oh man, so you alphas, let us know if you were ever playing with your chile. Let us know. Let us know in those comments. Let us know what y'all thought about WrestleMania. So when you watched it, let us know what y'all think about Johnny Somali. Just let us know whatever the fuck, man. Just leave us those comments. Tune on in. Thank you for watching. And until then, we'll catch you all on the next one. Peace.